All right, so just got some very sad news from one of our members, one of our VIP members. They sent me this email here a moment ago, and it just really got me all screwed up. They wanted me to share this, so I'm gonna read this to you right quick because man, this is it changes everything. So, hi Cortez, I'm writing to you with a heavy heart. Early this April, my wife and I contacted you about the possibility of moving to Merida. We eventually traveled there in May and toured the various neighborhoods and providers there. Although we didn't make a purchase, we vowed to return and spend more time to take a second look. Recently, those plans were dashed. On a recent trip to my doctor in New Jersey, I had a routine exam with blood work. I was feeling just fine. However, my doctor did not like the results of my blood work and told me to pack a bag and check into my hospital. He did not like the blood levels related to my kidneys. I was just a few days from failure and dialysis. I spent 7 days in the hospital getting poked and prodded, a full body x-ray, 3 CT scans, and a PET scan. The doctors were leaning towards making a cancer diagnosis, but the x-rays and scans revealed were inconclusive. Meanwhile, my numbers were not good. My light chains or excess protein cells made in my bones were off the charts. They decided to drill into my hip and draw a biopsy. 4 days later, they said I have multiple myeloma, a rare blood and bone cancer. My life changed immediately. I saw the top cancer specialist in Philadelphia who started treatment right away. I'm 60 years old and 5 years away from qualifying for Social Security and medical benefits. Luckily, I have a good job with health insurance because my initial bill was over 125,000 US dollars. I still have to undergo a stem cell transplant after this regimen. That is going to cost between about 620,000 US dollars minimum. I have to stay here to complete treatment and pray for the best. Hopefully the doctors can put this in remission. There is no cure for this, just maintenance care and lots of drugs. The drug bills alone are going to be 77,000 US dollars per month. Super unbelievable. That this is why so many people lose everything with a bad illness here in the United States. Cortez, for those that can, they should do what they can to make the best of what little they have and make a change. You never know what life deals you. I spent my entire life since age 18 saving in 401ks, IRAs, investments to potentially see it completely disappear within minutes. If you're healthy, make the best of it. Cortez, please share my story with your audience. Many have fears of this very thing happening to them. I'm walking and talking and breathing normally. You would never know I had a severe condition that, if left untreated, would take years away from me. I know you have a struggle too with wanting to be free and live off the grid. If there is anything I know and see from your video is that you have adapted. You're all in and have determination and hope to make it better for yourself, your wife, and your beautiful daughter, who you are devoted incessantly to provide her the best mental health you can. Keep the daily struggle going strong. Now, here's a piece of advice that he gives. A bit of advice: a CT full body scan costs upwards of $7,000 US in the US. If you're over 50, now is the time to get one done annually and at 1/10 of the cost in Merida. The scan will provide the biggest heads up with brain, aneurysms, heart, kidneys, liver, pancreas, colon. You being black have those things stacked against you, but you have Merida. It's climate and environment that benefits your health. I live in New Jersey, a nice state, but a horrible environment for human health. Now, let me tell you something. Like he said, them scans in the States, they won't even run them on you unless it's absolutely necessary and they just have no choice. and they're extremely costly. $7,000 is being generous. I think them as much as $12,000 to $15,000, and if it's been done on an emergency basis, it's even more. So, but here, my daughter, we went and got an MRI for like $125. We went on a Sunday. The guy was like, come in on a Sunday. We can do it cheaper on Sundays and, very affordable. In the States, that would easily set you back a few thousand. So as he was saying, getting his heads up and being able to get one of these early, because if you can catch this stuff when it's early, it'll save your life. And it's gonna be way cheaper here. So if y'all coming down here and you're older and feel like body not the greatest shape, and even if you feel great, get this stuff done, man. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try and get one done. What's scary is I literally just talked to this guy, him and his wife, a few months ago, and it's amazing how quickly things can just change overnight. Just come out the blue. They had plans. They were ready. They was going to be making a move here, I believe in January coming up or next year. They had everything together, and now this thing here comes and throw a wrench in the plans. Like he said, for those of you that can, they should do what they can to make the best of what little they have and make a change. Make the best of it. Tomorrow ain't promised, y'all. And, stories like this, they pop up out the blue. It happened to my dad out the blue. He was told he had pancreatic cancer. He was outside building a treehouse for my mom. And she said he just walked up to the back porch and just laid himself down on the ground, clenched over in pain. Went to the hospital. She convinced him to go to the emergency room that night. They were like, pancreatic cancer. We'll give you 6 months. He made it 4.5. You know what I'm saying? Literally just gone. And he acknowledged that he did it wrong. He wanted to wait until retirement to enjoy life. He wanted to wait to retirement to travel. And, he was literally about 3 to 4 months away from retirement. His second retirement. He retired out of the Army for 20 years, and then he worked in the school system another 20 years. And he was 3 months short of reaching that final retirement, and he missed it. In the end, he was like, Carl, that's my nickname, go out there, keep doing what you're doing. Because they thought I was crazy when I was out there bouncing around, doing all I'm doing. And, I think the thing that hurt him the most was he just felt he had to work. He had to be there at the school. He was a principal. And he didn't think the school could run without him. And I think what hurted him most was the fact that once he fell sick, they had somebody in there immediately running the school. And I think that hurt his feelings so bad, that he was able to be replaced immediately, and that the system continued to run and function without him. You know what I mean? So, he was replaced, and that shocked him, because in that moment he realized he missed out on a whole life of dreams and goals. My dad was an excellent craftsman with wood, and that was his passion, but he was scared and fearful of going out on his own and doing stuff. Them tree houses they were making on them TV shows, where they were selling them tree houses for $200,000 and $400,000. He could make those in his sleep. And he was building one for my mom. They were going to use it as an Airbnb, rent it out as an Airbnb, because they live on 10 acres of land. And so they was like, we could create an experience, put people up in here, and people that are looking to heal. And he was about 75% complete with that project, and then just felt it just got sick and was gone. And he was young, 61 years old. This was just a few years ago. When he died, so, pray for the James pray for James and his family. They're definitely in our prayers, and it's still, again, I just spoke with them, and they were just here, over the spring, summer. it's scary, man. It's scary how this stuff. That's why it's important that you live now. And I'm not suggesting you not work. I'm just suggesting that you just live a little, and that's what James is saying. Live a little. So, listen, jot down your goals. I know statistics indicate that 97% of the population don't have down written goals. So without goals, it's difficult to figure out what you want to do with your life. Oftentimes, because we don't have goals, we wake up to a routine and we just follow that routine. We wake up in the morning, drive to work, work 8 hours, come back home, watch TV a little bit, and go to sleep. And that routine repeats nonstop, and before you know it, 20 years have passed, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and you're no better off. You're not happier, you're not healthier, you're not none of that. So goals, by writing them down and having an idea what they are and being intentional, now you can kind of interject that into your life. You know what I mean? So jot those goals down so that you have an idea of what to focus on. Just pull out some paper and just start writing them down. It doesn't even matter how big they are, how little they are, just write them down on paper. Know what you want. Oftentimes we don't know what we want. Like I say, James gave us some great advice in his email, the importance of health and regular checkups. Take advantage of routine checkups when you can, because like you say, they can detect issues early on. The earlier they can catch a lot of this stuff before it become a problem, it can extend your life. I understand $7,000 trying to pay for that or trying to convince a doctor in the States to get that test done is almost practically impossible and unaffordable. But in places like Mexico, Colombia, Vietnam, Thailand, anywhere, you can go get these tests done for next to nothing. So like I say, early detection, not only can it save lives, but it can also reduce cost of long-term care. So you heard them, $77,000 a month just for the medicines, $600,000 for a treatment plan. I think he said another $125,000 just for the services he just went through. If early prevention caught it, early detection caught it, some of this stuff could have been, save a lot of money, because at the end of the day, life is unpredictable. Plans can change dramatically in a short time. I just think about even in our own house, one day everything is going great, and then the next day, Haley has schizophrenia. And it took about a good year and a half for them to find the medication and get her stable. And even now, still, we deal with a lot of the things. And so a lot of the things that I'm concerned about is, once I'm gone, is she gonna take a medicine? Who's gonna help keep an eye on her while we're gone, dead and gone out this world? So I have these worries. And so now I'm trying to plan and get things together so that she can be provided for, because totally unpredictable. Things happen, like plans change. So regularly reassess your life, reassess what your goals are, reassess your plans, because really, you really can improve your quality of life just by making some changes now. And our quality of life, I tell you, it's a lot better because we are here now. The medication that Haley takes, they won't even prescribe it for kids, for people under 18. But yet in other parts of the world, this particular drug is the first drug of choice for people with schizophrenia. And it's something they put them on immediately. Here in the United States, it's the last drug of choice. And then they put all these restrictions to practically keep you from getting it. And they make all these restrictions difficult for the doctor so that they don't prescribe it, because they have to jump through hoops to be able to even to prescribe it to you. You know what I mean? But our quality, we can go get it without all that extra red tape. The doctors are the first line of defense. They're willing to use it. And so whereas many people take 3 to 5 years to get their mental health stabilized, we're able to get it done in the year. You know what I'm saying? So, think about specific health benefits of living in another country. Cleaner air, less stress, fresher food, which again makes life better for you. The more stress that you have and live with daily, it starts to become a hindrance on the quality of life. Think about how climate can affect certain health conditions, arthritis, your breathing. If you live in a state or a place in the States where it's difficult to breathe and allergies are always messing up, then guess what? Move somewhere else. Not necessarily saying leave the US, but go to a place where you're going to have less issues, less pollen, because there are places where you can deal with it less. Your mental health can simply benefit from a change in environment. Get that work-life balance in order. You know what I mean? Like I say, it can only help you. I'm just looking over my notes, just making sure I got everything. So again, pray for this family. Many folks have made the decision to follow their dreams and pursue their goals. Whatever your goals are, start working on those right now. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. It can change in the blink of an eye. Got news yesterday, another foreigner, expat that lives here in Merida, was found dead from natural causes, just dropped dead. You know what I'm saying? Just gone, just like that. You know, so don't let fear, don't let your financial concerns, family obligations hold you back. You know, figure out how to make it all work. And, you know, there is a solution. I promise you, you'll find a solution once you write down your intentions. Just start taking small, actionable steps and just moving forward towards your goals. And if your goal is to live abroad, consider the possibility of just doing a trial run. You don't have to move here all ready to go. You can just come and stay for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, test it out. You know what I mean? And try a few other places, but just start. Don't wait. My dad waited and he lost that game. He lost the waiting game. You know what I'm saying? So stop letting life dictate how you live. You dictate how you live. Start living with intention and start living with purpose right now, regardless of where you're at, regardless of circumstances, regardless of fear. Start living with intention. You can do this. You can do this. So today, you know, start, what's the word I'm looking for? Start identifying what truly matters to you and start prioritizing those aspects of your life. So again, pray for James, pray for his family. This is going to be a long road to recovery. And, you know, he still had his eyes set on Merida. He hasn't given that up. So this Sunday, October 27th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and I believe if you're in Merida, that'll be about 5:30. We're going to be hosting a live VIP interview with this couple. You remember these folks right here? My computer screen went blank. With Maria and her husband, JC. Why my stuff ain't working? So I'm gonna put that picture up on the screen. They're going to be answering questions live. A lot of people seem to have enjoyed that interview. They shared a lot of information. And during this live interview, you will be able to talk to them and ask questions directly. They're going to share a lot of their resources, a lot of the things that they did prior to moving to planning. They're going to talk about all of that. So they're going to share the person they used to move their belongings here. And actually the person that they use live right here in Merida. So one, that saves you a lot of money because they're literally, when they bring your stuff, they're gonna be coming back home. And so that'll save you some money. And you know, so they're gonna reveal that information, that person. They're gonna share how they found their house. They're gonna share their realtor. They looked at multiple places throughout Mexico before they came and worked with a bunch of realtors. And this realtor here, they said, was by far the best realtor on planet Earth. She speaks about 70% English, 70% fluency in English. And so you're going to get all of that. She's going to talk about the geriatric care, the place where they put their mom. They investigated several places. They're going to talk about why they chose this place, and she's going to give you some tips and advice and some guidance and questions to ask when you're looking at a place for your loved one. And she's going to also give the name of the place that she eventually ended up putting her mother in. She's going to talk about other parts of Mexico that's just, that is safe to live as well. Not all parts are bad. So if this climate is too hot, there's going to be some other places. She gives some recommendations on where you can live that's safe as well. So, because again, this is a very hot climate here, but they chose this area for specific reasons, and they'll share that. She's also going to talk about the emergency services that they paid for purchase that will get them out of here in the event that one of them gets sick and needs evacuation back to the United States for medical emergencies. Like as she said, she's recovering from cancer, and so they kind of got all that. I thought I heard somebody. They got all that planned out and worked out. They're going to talk about the bank that they use to get their money moved around, because they were dealing with a nightmare with some of the other banks. They were trying to get stuff done, and so she's going to share which bank they eventually switched over to move money around, which just made the buying process much easier and less stress-free. They're going to talk about how they downsized and why they decided to keep some stuff and get rid of other things, and different, all type. I mean, they're going to be talking about everything, why they chose Merida, et cetera, et cetera. So tons of resources will be shared. And if you're a VIP member, you will be sent the login details about this event about an hour prior to the event. So on Sunday, about an hour before we get started, make sure you check your email. You'll get the login details. Like I said, you'll be able to talk to them directly, ask them questions directly, and Maria and JC will respond. You will hear directly from their mouth. If you're not a VIP member, get enrolled now to access this live. It's going to be a great one. We're not going to release it to the public. We're not going to release all of it to the public. So again, if you're not a VIP member, get enrolled now. Or if you don't want to join the membership, make a respectful donation via Cash App, Zelle, or credit card, and send me confirmation via email, and you'll get a pass for this one-day live event. You won't be able to access all the other interviews that's on inside of the VIP members area. You won't be able to get access to future VIPs unless you sign up for another day pass. But again, make a donation. I'll give you a day pass. Now, the donation can't be $1, $1.50, or $2. It needs to be a respectful donation, you know what I mean? And depending on the size of your donation, I might make you a permanent member of the VIP. So the donation, like I say, don't be sending no dollar. After you make the donation, send me an email with proof, confirmation numbers, and you'll get a one-day pass for this 27th day of October live event, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Again, I'd recommend you join VIP because all of the member benefits, and you get access to previously recorded interviews. There's an Ask Cart test section in there. So at any given time, if you want to talk to me, you can post in there and I'll respond within 24 to 48 hours. The resources shared in this live will only be accessible via the membership portal. So the links are in the description, links in the comments. Get signed up, and don't miss it. This is going to be a good one. What else? Thank you. Pray for James and his family. I hope you take this message to heart, y'all. It could be any of us on any given day. So live today. Tomorrow is not promised. Life is unpredictable. You cannot even begin to determine what's going to happen next week. So get to living today. Thanks for watching. MoveAbroadandThrive.com.